Hello everyone, my name is Angela Tombari and I'm pretty excited because I'm new here and this is my first project at the Hit Kip Club YouTube channel. Today I would like to share with you a mini album I created using the August main kit, and the theme of the mini album is fall. The mini album I'm showing you is pretty small. It's about 2 inches square, and the pages of the mini are all from paper number 14 of the collection Truly Grateful by Paige Evans, which you can find it in the main kit. What you're seeing me doing here is cutting the squares of the paper in pairs of 2 or sometimes 3 to create the pages of the mini, and then folding them using a ruler and a scoring tool. Then I arrange all the paper in the order that I prefer, checking that the pattern is correct and not upside down. Then, with the help of the We Are Memory Keepers binding tool, I punched a line of holes for the binding. Of course, you don't need to use this tool. It's sufficient a ruler and a needle for making the job. I won't show you all the process because it would be boring, of course. But basically, I punched 6 holes along the spine of each page, where the spine is the crease created by the folding. And now it's time to create the cover. For the cover, I wanted to use acetate, but I didn't have it in my stash. So I had this crazy idea, but it worked at the end. I decided to use the little piece of acetate of the Pink Fresh Studio embellishment pack, the one that holds the stickers. And it was perfect. It was almost the right size and the correct thickness, not too thick, not too thin, perfect for wrapping around the pages of the mini. Now I'm doing the same thing that I did in the pages. I'm punching the holes in the cover. I first punched a line of 6 holes in the center of the piece of acetate, and then I repeated twice, so to have 3 lines of 6 holes in the cover. Now I'm cutting the acetate to size to fit the mini album, and it's slightly bigger than the mini album. Then I decided to stitch all the pages of the mini with my sewing machine using a white thread. This passage is not necessary to create the mini album, but it adds a bit of texture and interest to the final project for sure. Then, when I finished to stitch all the pages, I divided the pages in 3 groups of 4, and each group of 4 is stitched to 1 line of holes of the cover. I hope it makes sense. for the binding, um, I use a simple stitched, just an in and out stitching, nothing fancy. This is not a Coptic binding that is so famous lately. And while stitching, from time to time I added a button or a bead to create a bit of decoration to the spine. Unfortunately, here I was off camera and it's not possible to see it correctly, but basically you enter from the outside and from the inside you go out, grabbing together the page and the cover. And here is the mini album assembled. Just a little walk through the pages of the mini. Here I'm checking that the binding is holding the pages correctly. Then it's time to choose the photos of them for the mini album, and what I'm trying to do is to match the colors of the photo or the theme of the photo to the colors of the pages or the pattern of the pages. The photo I'm using in this mini are from our trip to New York City, and particularly of one day spent in Central Park in the month of October. It was so amazing. The park at that time, the shades of orange and green were really, really beautiful. To embellish the cover of the mini album, I chose this sticker from Pink Fresh Studio that says True Happiness. And I decided to give a pop of color to the flowers around the circle. So for doing that, I used my water-soluble markers. The brand name is Stabilo 68. Actually, they're not my markers, they are my children markers. They use them at school. And with a water brush, I color the flowers. Here is a close-up of the coloring, nothing fancy, just a little bit of each color around the flowers, and 2 shades of green for the leaves. So now that is finished, I finished coloring. I set it aside to dry very well, and then I started assembling another part of the cover. I wanted to add a closure, and for doing that I used twines and 2 eyelets, one in the front cover and one in the back cover. Since the acetate is thin, the acetate I use is very thin, I decided to reinforce the hole for the eyelet using a puffy sticker, a circle puffy sticker from the kit. So I stick the sticker first. I punched the hole using the smallest hole in the crocodile, and then I placed the eyelet. I did the same in the front. Here I'm trying to understand where to put the second hole. I choose another sticker, another puffy sticker for the front, and I put it in the upper side of the cover. Here I grab two pieces of baker twines, one in mint and one piece in pink, and I put it inside the hole so to close the mini, which is quite thick, quite chunky. And finally, here is the mini album finished with all the photos and decoration. I remind you that this has been made with the August Hip Kit main kit. Here is the little walk through the pages of the mini album. Some of the pages are interactive. Here I created a pocket with a photo inside. Some decoration had to be cut to fit the small pages, and some other fit perfectly inside. Here another interactive page. Here is a flap and the cover, the back cover, and voila!